Thank you so much for sticking with us here on your Friday. Check out your screen. This from Major County, Oklahoma from yesterday. Fox Weather, of course, has been tracking dangerous severe weather across the South. Now, the threat for, quote, monster hail, wind, and tornadoes do continue later on this afternoon. We're so happy to be joined by Bill Bunting, the Deputy Director of the National Weather Service's Storm Prediction Center. I know that you joined us earlier in the week. So, Bill, thank you so much for the quick turnaround and joining us again today. As you guys very well know, Oklahoma hit very hard by what could be, several different tornadoes from what we're learning, unfortunately turning deadly at this point. Just curious, when it comes to what you've seen, what's the extent of those severe weather impacts as of this point?
Well, it's good to be with you. Yes, it was unfortunately a really dangerous night last night and quite tragic. The details are still emerging, and so it's hard to say specifically. We do know it was a long track cyclic supercell that produced multiple tornadoes. The exact number, I think, will become clearer after the surveys are completed, but the environment last night was quite favorable, as we saw. Unfortunately, today looks like potentially a repeat in areas just a bit farther east, but certainly a reminder that spring severe weather season is here. And if you don't have a severe weather plan, now is the time to put one in place and be ready to put it into action when storms threaten.
Absolutely. Bill, you come with over 40 years of experience at the National Weather Service. I'm curious, when you look at the ingredients that are coming together, not just for today, but even into this upcoming weekend, knowing that we're on the heels of what could be a more demonstrative severe weather event, what are your thoughts on the current conditions and the state of the atmosphere right now?
Well, we're certainly seeing typical early spring, really it's early spring-like conditions coming into play. Very strong wind fields, strong wind shear, and that's typically one of the main ingredients we look for. Instability continues to increase with the warm, moist air flowing up from the Gulf. And so, unfortunately, the conditions are coming together again today, and what will likely be the beginning of a multi-day sequence going into next week. So, we've seen these patterns before, but the details matter from each event, one event to another. And so the areas most at risk will be refined in our forecast as we go through the day and into tonight. Certainly appreciate your partnership in getting the word out. And if folks tune in and have a plan and put that plan into action, hopefully we can keep everyone safe for the storms that are likely to develop later today.
Absolutely. And, that's really our number one concern, is just keeping folks safe and free from harm. If there's an area today that, the SBC is watching more carefully than another, where specifically would that be? And tell me about how our conditional intensity groups are also working to get that messaging out in a more clear sense.
Well, it's a great question. I think yesterday was a great example of the new approach to our convective or thunderstorm outlooks with the conditional intensity. There weren't many storms last night, but the ones that formed were very, very intense. And so in the past, it would have been more challenging to convey the higher end potential for storms that were so isolated, because the probability of a storm was actually quite low in any given location. But with the new approach, we were able to highlight the risk for strong tornadoes, even though there were not expected to be very many severe storms. And that's exactly how it played out. Our concern today, I think there were a couple areas. One would be farther north, closer to the weakening upper low over northern Kansas and the southeast Nebraska, western Iowa. The other area would be a little farther south across parts of eastern Oklahoma and eastern parts of the southern plains. So we'll be watching the entire risk area closely, issuing updated information, our mesoscale discussions that are widely used within the operational weather community, doing our best to keep folks apprised of our thinking, and hopefully everyone will heed the information to come and stay safe in the next 24 hours.
Absolutely. And Bill, obviously, as you know, it's a Friday. A lot of folks, it's been a long week for many. And heading into the weekend, our severe weather threat doesn't necessarily ramp down any. Can you just briefly talk about how folks should prepare for what we could see in kind of the areas that could be of concern into Saturday?
Sure. Yeah, the weekends are typically when folks tend to be outdoors more. And so with the threat tomorrow likely to extend all the way from western New York down into South Texas, it's important to keep in mind that when you are outdoors involved in a variety of activities, the weather sometimes is one of the most important things to keep in mind. So having trusted sources to rely on to get the latest information, knowing when watches and warnings are issued for your area, and then acting when the time comes. That will become key, not only this weekend, but as we go further into the spring severe weather season when more folks are outdoors and storms become even more widespread.
Absolutely. And there's two areas that looks like that we're watching, not just in south central Texas and throughout parts of Louisiana and Arkansas, but also in parts of northeast Ohio and parts of the Midwest for tomorrow, right?
That's exactly right. The stronger wind shear will likely be in place farther north, the greater instability farther south. That's not uncommon this time of the year, but both of those areas could be, quite productive in terms of severe storm potential. So we'll be watching it closely, looking at the latest data, doing our best to put information out to share with people that are in the path of these storms.
Bill Bunting, the Deputy Director of the National Weather Service's Storm Prediction Center, we always appreciate your time and your insight. I know it's going to be a busy day for not just you, but also your entire team. Thank you for carving out just a couple of minutes for us here on Fox Weather. We always appreciate it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks, Bill. Have a great weekend.